Hi, in the next few minutes I want to talk about why we cannot multitask. The insight comes from working on my book on meditation. If you are interested in meditation, you can check out my book on Amazon. And it is related to the human operating system. The argument we most often hear for why we cannot multitask is based on the energy consumption of the brain. The brain consumes 20% of our energy, while its weight is only a few percent of our body. So we could think that being able to multitask would require a bigger brain, and in that case it would consume even more of our energy, and we just couldn't maintain it. But think about it, it's not true. It could be true at the dawn of humanity, when we had barely enough food to survive. But today our problem is more of eating a lot more than we should, than lacking the energy resources. So what is the real reason for not being able to multitask? Is there an evolutionary advantage of a single track mind? And I believe there is. Imagine that we can multitask. We can manage several lines of thoughts, several threads of thoughts in our mind, and process the same information in a parallel manner. And in a difficult situation, you use this capability to make better decisions in a way that, as if you have two brains, you just start two threads of thought to examine the situation, so you can make more accurate, more sound decisions. You can factor in more of the environment in your decision. Now, if your two lines of thinking, or three, maybe four lines of thinking, gives you different results, what will you do? How will you act? What will you do when one logic tells you you should run, another tells you you should fight, and the third may tell you that you should hide? What will you do? Do you make a vote on what your action should be? So being able to multitask when you think about problems and when you analyze situations to make a quick decision would cost you your ability to act. Having contradicting results would paralyze you in a situation when you really need to act quickly. And if you have time to figure out something, then it doesn't matter. Then you have time to go through one line of thought and then take the next and examine the same thing from a different perspective. And you have time to figure out the merits and drawbacks of all reasonings you apply to the same situation. You can also be more focused when you think about something on a single track. You can give more depth to your lines of thinking. So actually, multitasking is not an evolutionary advantage, it's an evolutionary drawback. If you could multitask, that would paralyze you. If you can't multitask, then you will act quickly, maybe do some mistakes, but you will act quickly enough to get away from immediate danger. And once you have time, you can solve the same problems without being able to multitask by figuring out details one by one.